Hello everyone, welcome back to Scented Moments channel. I'm Jolima, I hope you're all doing well. And in this video, I want to talk about 4 fragrance brands, one for each season. So I think this is very self-explanatory. It was a bit hard to choose just 4 fragrance brands, but well, I think these 4 fragrance brands that I chose, I think they fit perfectly for the specific season that I chose. So for the springtime, I chose my favorite fragrance house, which is Guerlain. And Guerlain has a lot of fantastic fragrances for the springtime, and I have here on my hand actually 2 newcomers in my collection, Jicky EDP and Après. Actually, I could have also mentioned Vol de Nuit, but well, for the sake of this video, I'm mentioning these 2 because I have more fragrances from Guerlain to talk about. Jicky EDP, released in the late 1800s. Jicky, it's stunning. It's citrusy, it's animalic, it's classy, it's mature, it's masculine, complex, but yet very gentlemanly, very sophisticated. Has this animalic nuances, quite sensual because of that, and actually it's the reason why it was featured on my most sensual fragrances video that I recently released. So Jicky EDP fits perfectly during the spring days, and also Après. What an outstanding fragrance. I don't know why they discontinued this beautiful fragrance. This is soft, it's powdery, you have iris in here, it's slightly buttery, but it's so melancholic and at the same time so warm. It's a bit more feminine than Jicky, for example, but it's equally sophisticated, it's equally elegant, and actually the longevity, it's surprisingly good. I mean, in my experience, at least so far, it has like at least 10 hours in terms of longevity. I know it's crazy maybe, but I get such an outstanding longevity from Après. Jicky doesn't have the same great longevity, but still not that bad. But Après actually, it was really a surprise, a good surprise. But overall, it's a fantastic scent, very sophisticated, elegant, transparent, and yet has a warmness in here, melancholic. It's musky also. I mean, I absolutely love this. Sadly discontinued, but still I think you can find it in the online discounters or even in online fragrance websites. So I think you can still find this one. I actually bought this in a German website, so not that bad. These 2 fragrances work wonderfully during the spring days, and also other 2 fragrances that work wonderfully during the springtime from Guerlain: Vetiver Eau de Toilette and Rouge Eau de Toilette. Actually, this one was very well featured on my spring list this year. Vetiver, well, I didn't have Vetiver back then when I released my spring list, but nonetheless, it's one of the best Vetivers out there. It's a classic. These 2 fragrances are also a classic. 2 classic fragrances that actually are must tries, at least. Vetiver, it has of course Vetiver and this beautiful masculine rugged tobacco leaves. This one, Rouge, stunning citruses, lemon right in the opening, and also bergamot. It goes in the classic almost fougere-ish vibe, but also has rose, has vanilla. Man, it's an outstanding scent. Rouge, perfect for spring days. Vetiver as well. It's powdery, it's rooty, it's earthy with the tobacco leaves. I mean, very mature. This one, I think it feels more old-fashioned than Rouge, but nonetheless, both are very modern to this day, at least in my opinion. And for the colder days and nights of spring, we can pull some fragrances from the Les Absolus d'Orient collection. And right here in my hand, I have Musc Noble and Bois Mysterieux. Musc Noble, actually it's very underrated from this line. It has rose, it's the most predominant note here, it's rose, it's a powdery, slightly musky, it's actually quite musky, powdery, it's carnal, it's very vivid, sweet Also, it's not the most natural smelling rose, I would say. Maybe it's why it doesn't have a lot of hype, but nonetheless, it's stunning. It's musky, it's rose, full carnals, slightly soapy, powdery rose, wonderful scents, and also Bois Mysterieux for the colder nights of spring. I'm so obsessed with this one. Heavy, cumin, very spicy, with laurel, with leather, with oud. Man, stunning fragrance, and it works wonderfully during the colder nights of spring. These two fragrances are stunning, just like all fragrances from the Les Absolus d'Orient collection. And from spring we go to summer, and here was very easy. I had to choose my favorite niche house, which is Profumum Roma, and well, you all know which one I will mention. Of course, Acqua di Sale. It's a staple already, the best oceanic, best aquatic fragrance out there. It's like you just fill this bottle with ocean water, but also you have other fragrances that work wonderfully during the summer days and summer nights. Acqua Viva, it's a perfect example of that. The best lemon scent out there, one of the best citruses overall, this natural, juicy, effervescent, uplifting lemon. It's a bit sweet, it's a bittersweet lemon, I would say. It's tart, but at the same time it's sweet, and it's quite musky and woodsy in the base. I absolutely love this. Acqua Viva works wonderfully during the summer days, but also I have here two fragrances from this Profumum Roma house that work wonderfully during the summer days and also summer nights. For example, Ichnusa, which actually works also very well during the spring days because it's very green, it has fig leaf, a so natural smelling, realistic fig leaf. It smells like you are under the fig tree. And of course, Dulcis in Fundo, featured on my top 5 summer gourmand fragrances. This is so sensual, so seductive, works wonderfully during a date night situation during the summer night. I think this works so well. Oh man, so delicious. This has citruses, it has a blast of citruses with vanilla. It's quite cakey, it's sweet, but it's so smooth at the same time. Both fragrances have fantastic performance and longevity, either in terms of projection as well. Fantastic fragrances, very different, but nonetheless they work so well during the summer days, summer night. I actually wore this today's Sunday, when I went to the beach. I wore Ichnusa because it literally feels like you are in the Mediterranean coast, under a fig tree, and this works wonderfully during this night out, the summer night out, summer date night. So sensual, so addictive, sweet, delicious. Dulcis in Fundo from Profumum Roma and Ichnusa also are good examples of how this fragrance house is so good. So from summer we are moving towards fall period, and during the fall time you want to wear more warm, spicy, a bit more sweet, and yet some fragrances you want to wear that kind of are reminiscent of a lost summer day, of a lost summer night. I think the perfect fragrance house for that is Nishane. As well, one of my favorite niche brands. I recently did a video about Nishane fragrance house overall, and well, here I have Fan Your Flames, perfect example of this transition between summer to fall. Fan Your Flames, it has coconut, one of the best coconut accords out there. We have rum, so it's very tropical in the openings, very juicy, very effervescent, very boozy. And then you have tobacco, you have tonka bean, you have cedarwood, you have even a ambery facet in here. So it turns into tropical to oriental. It's so good. I think to this day it's my favorite Nishane, Fan Your Flames, and well, in this hand I have a newcomer to my collection from the house of Nishane, which is Spice Bazaar. Probably the best spicy fragrance overall. Spice Bazaar has yuzu. Oh man, so well done. The yuzu here is so well done. It's very effervescent, very uplifting, fresh, but then you have a lot of cumin, a heavy dose of cumin, so will not be for everyone. You have cumin, you have pepper, you have cinnamon. It's a blast of spices, perfect for the fall period. Not very heavy, but the cumin here, it's quite predominant. Both fragrances last for a very long time. I think they work wonderfully during the fall period. And also I have here another fragrance from Nishane that works wonderfully during the fall time, which is Ani. Ani has a lot of hype, and for me, I completely understand the hype. One of the best releases of last year, created by Cécile Sorokian. It's one of the best vanilla fragrances out there. You have lemon, you have ginger, you have vanilla, you have sandalwood, ambergris, but mostly it's about lemon and ginger on the top. Again, natural smelling, at least realistic, smooth, very effervescent opening, with a sweet, creamy, smooth vanilla followed by sandalwood. Ambergris here, it's very subdued. I don't get a lot of ambergris, it's more about the vanilla and sandalwood in the base, but nonetheless, Ani, it's so sexy. Works wonderfully during fall and winter time, but fall, I think it's where it shines the most, maybe. Great performance, great projection, great longevity overall, but well, all Nishane fragrances have great performance. They are all extrait de parfum, but for an extrait de parfum, they all project actually very well. Ani, stunning for the fall time, a nice vanilla scent, fan your flames, a boozy, tropical and yet oriental fragrance, and Spice Bazaar, a spicy heaven in a bottle. Now we are moving towards winter time, and here was very hard to choose one fragrance house. I was debating between Xerjoff, between Tom Ford, Amouage, Stefano Berlucas. It was hard to choose one, I have to admit, but well, I ended up choosing a niche house, of course, and it is Xerjoff. I ended up choosing Xerjoff. It was very hard, but well, in the end, Naxos, More Than Words, also have two other that I want to mention, and I could mention more fragrances from Xerjoff that are winter winners, but well, this is the reason why Xerjoff won the battle, let's say. More Than Words, one of the best rose oud combos with dried fruits. It has this jammy rose with sweet dried fruits and oud. Naxos doesn't need any introduction. It's a heavy dose of honey. You have lavender also. You have tobacco. We have cinnamon. It's sweet, sticky, creamy, gooey, and so sensual again. These two fragrances are very different, but are winter heavy hitters. And talking about winter heavy hitters, let's talk about two other fragrances from Xerjoff that are winter galore, let's say. One, it doesn't need any introduction. It is Alexandria II, one of the most classy, sophisticated, gentlemanly, mature fragrances out there. You have oud, you have lavender, you have cardamom. Wow, it's one of my all-time favorite scents. Oh man, it's mysterious. It's not reserved because the performance here, it's a bomb. This is a bomb right here. It will last you through the entire day and night. You can choke yourself if you overspray Alexandria II, but the oud here, it's not challenging at all. And then you have Starlight. Gorgeous looking bottle. Starlight smells like Christmas. It has a Christmas feel. You have almond, you have vanilla, it's creamy, it's spicy, you have cardamom. It's so good. This smells like Christmas time. It's a bit more sparkly. It's not very heavy, let's say, like Naxos is or More Than Words is, but still, it's a stunning, more uplifting gourmand scent, if I would say. Very sophisticated as well, but this one is pure class. Alexandria II and Starlight. I could also mention Casa Morati 1888, which is a wonderful scent. It's stunning, perfect gentleman fragrance with carnation, with spices, with sandalwood, with amber. And as well, performance, it's not an issue whatsoever. That's why I chose Xerjoff overall for wintertime. All their fragrances perform very well over 24 hours, the majority of them, at least in my experience, and they all are very heavy, just the way I love, very heavy, complex, with long lasting power. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments down below, what are your thoughts? What do you think of this video? Did you enjoy this idea? And tell me also in the comments down below, what fragrance brands would you choose for this specific season? One spring, one brand for summer, another brand for fall, and the other brand for the winter time. Tell me everything in the comments down below, guys, and see you in the next video. Stay safe and see you